here's all the spare parts. Now there's there's 3 rigs in there that are still going that will eventually be disassembled. You can see I've got the power supplies here in my garage. I'm going to keep these ones for CPU miners. So I'm going to get this all packed up. Basically what I'm going to do is, if I feel comfortable storing it in the shed, I'm going to, but things like the power supplies, the server stuff, I'm going to leave in the garage. Probably the rest of the boxes I will store in the shed. And these frames, I don't know what I'm going to do. Some of these wire, I might save some of these for myself, but I think I want to give some of them either away or maybe sell them. Honestly, I have no clue. I mean, it's kind of a lot of work to take these apart just to give it away when I could just teach you guys how to build one. Maybe that's a topic of another video if these things get stupid expensive. These might go in the attic, and I have to break down this pallet that the Octominers came on, and there's so much more content to do. So while I'm not inspired to film anything, I'm just going to get this done and pack all of this up. As I finally started cleaning up my mess of cables, as you can see, it's actually all empty down here. I put a lot of stuff up here, the things that I wanted to keep inside, and then I put the rest in my shed, minus the mining frames, which are going to go into my attic. I don't know what I'm going to do with these, honestly. If somebody wants to make me an offer on some of these, I would certainly be willing to sell them. I'm going to keep a few of them, but I don't need a lot of them. Probably keep this one as it was my first, my first frame I ever made. But one of the projects that I actually wanted to work on was I want to transfer this rig into a much smaller option, which was this one. I thought about breaking it apart, but then I realized that I could put up to 8 on it if I really wanted to. It's compact and it uses a lot less space, and I could free up these parts and just start getting ready to sell them. And another thing I want to do is I actually want to put a server power supply with this rig, and I might actually gut this thing right here and put this on a case as I don't know, I think it might be easier just to put this on like a frame like this to save some space. I don't know, I'm just debating it. Or I might put one of the frames up here, as this frame is getting a little flimsy and I don't really want this to break and take my GPUs out with it. But what I'm definitely going to do is replace this, and then I'm going to add a server power supply here because I have a ton of them sitting around to help me when I go test GPUs. So without further ado, we're going to do that. And one thing I was thinking about doing, I was thinking about moving these to the shed and putting them on 240 in there. This fan, I don't know how much longer I need this fan. I don't know, I'm just debating. And getting these out of here where they tend to run a little hot in the summer. Hopefully they'll still be able to make money by the summer. We'll see. But anyway, I think that's my plan right now. I do want to kind of lighten the 120 volt load, even though there's not much on it, and a lot of my stuff is on that PDU. And I also, like I said, I think I'll free up a lot of space out here. So I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to dismantle this now and rebuild this. I have packed up my PDU box because these wires are really long, and I'm going to make them smaller just to use less wires over here. I want to clean this space up. Actually, I'm going to end up with a lot more room over here after I get this tiny rig put in. And I only need one PDU cable, which is nice because this metered connection only has 5, so I don't have to waste as many of them. So let's go ahead and get this set up. Alright, this rig was built super simple, no issues at all, and it's so much smaller than this behemoth. So we're going to just go ahead and put this over there right now. And look at all that space. This is not actually messy at all. Basically just me wiring up all these longer Ethernet cables. And I saved 3 plugs in a PDU, and I honestly feel like I have more space, as I can kind of just slide this over and not worry about it. Which means I can slide this over. I'm going to leave this D-Link in here because it's got more ports than I'll ever need, but more importantly it has a fan, so when this gets hot in the summer, it's not going to burn up like this stupid thing back here that I would like to get rid of one day. I actually, honestly, might get rid of that and put a hotspot in it and just run everything through this D-Link because it's got so many ports. Anyway, so that's just what's going on with all of this. Like I said, I think I'm really going to move these miners out of here and put them in the shed, but more on that later. It's mining, no burning, it just feels safer than having all those power supplies smashed back there. Less cables overall. Literally, if I were to get these three out of here, and this fans aren't working, I need to turn these on. I would have nothing over here. Just this. There's literally no wires. The plan is eventually to get this in a server case, but I'm probably going to add a 4070 Super and a 70 Ti Super to review in this. Right now it's 4070 Ti, and a 4080 that I got stupidly cheap. So now what we're going to do is we're going to rebuild the testing bench, and we're probably just going to put it on top of here. And the cool thing is I was able to move this over more and make even more free space over here, which is nice. I have some reservations taking this out of the frame, if we're being honest, but it'll save me more space, and it'll just be more convenient to have it on the open air frame and not have an open air frame stacked. And I'll be able to put more GPUs on this, as I could split these if I want, and I know at least 3 of them work. So we're going to take all these parts out of here, and we're going to scrap the case. Actually, what I might do is I might put on this fan header, I might put fans that I can use to cool these with. And I might see if I could smash 4 pin fans on here, or maybe I'll try to drop this on that miner, or maybe just strap it to something. I don't know, because I do need those to boot. Alright, so I even reused the old crappy proprietary screws, so don't say I don't save as much as I can. I have it plugged in without that fan thing. I want to just see if it triggers, if I can actually post this without it. If not, I'll mount it over here somewhere, I don't know, out of the way. But I definitely like this a lot better. It saves a ton of room, and I'm going to put that server power supply either on here if it fits, or like on the side right here where it won't have any problem fitting. And I'll be able to test way more GPUs on here, and they're definitely safer, and I save space. Like, I have a lot more space now. And we strap the plug right there. Hey, look, does it need the fan to boot? Oh, I'll have to hit F1 to boot. That'll be annoying. But I think that I'm okay with that. I honestly usually have one of these plugged in anyway. And it's definitely easier to get to everything, and there's no annoying plugs on the side. And I think I like it better this way, honestly. Cool, boots up in the windows, everything looks fine. No issues. I'm going to call this done. I just have to get the server power supply hooked in. I'm going to clean this area up, and I'm overall pretty happy so far. I mean, I've saved a lot of space. I did that one on its side too, but I honestly feel like I've saved a lot of space, and I ended up making more room while saving space too, if that makes sense. I was able to push this over as well. So let's just finish cleaning this up and set up the server power supply, and we'll call this done. And finally, we have to get rid of this rig and disassemble it. I'm probably going to harvest the power supplies for some CPU mining rigs, and then we'll just sort the parts. Of course, I put all the parts away before I sorted them. But this is what this looks like. Now it's complete. I have a server power supply here. This is 1200 watt. More than I'll ever need for testing. I'm happy with this bench. It's a lot more utility now, and it's just easier to manage. And then this rig will stay here for a little bit. Might end up putting something else here later on. So yeah, so anyway, that's it for now. I mean, I got to disassemble this, but I don't think you care about that. But yeah, I have a ton of room. Like, I have this rig here, and I have all of this space here, and all of this space here, which I'm pretty happy about. And I'll probably toss another plug over there so that I can power anything that I need, or I can just cannibalize from there or there. I don't know, just ideas in my head, but I have a lot of space and I love it. So I redid it again, and then I still have all of the GPUs over here. I'm actually going to put these into mining rigs, and I'm going to test this. I have to send it back to Miranda eventually, so I don't know why I'm testing it. Not testing it yet. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. The march to 3,000 continues. I couldn't do without you. Cruteman out.